The Exodus, which occurs in Nisan, actually starts on the 1st of Nisan, when one is really supposed to remove oneself from Chametz and stop eating Chametz, because the first of the month is always the potential for what's going to occur on the 15th of the month as the actual. And the removal of Chametz is the whole secret of the month of Nisan, and is paralleled in the first day, because the first day of this month, of the inauguration of the tabernacle, the prince, each prince comes, and there are 12 princes, and each daily offering corresponds to the month of that year. So the initial offering of the first day is of the month of Nisan, and it parallels what's going to happen in Nisan, and what happens in Nisan is the Exodus. And the primary factor of this is Chametz. Because what is Chametz? Chametz relates to the Yetzers, that which expands one. And Matzah relates to the Yetzer Tov, which negates one. So that's the whole secret of Pesach, to remove yourself from Chametz, from the Yetzer, from the expansion of the ego within the self. Now, what I found this morning on the second day of Nisan, which corresponds to the month of Iyar, but I think I've done this over the years. One of the reasons, as you know, I do these videos is so I can remember what I say. Nobody remembers what they say themselves, so they have to either write it down or whatever. This is how I remember it. So I wrote down Chametz, and I wrote down Matzah. These are two functions, not different than the kliot. The right kidney is the Yetzer Tov, and the left kidney is the Yetzer Hara. These two words, Chametz and Matzah, contain similar letters. After the het of Chametz, it's the mem and then the zadeh, final zadeh. For matzah, it's the mem, zadeh, and then the hey. So what happens here is from Chametz, the difference is that there's a het and a hey. The het in Chametz and the hey in matzah. And as I said in the previous video, that's the whole idea of Hag Ha-Matzah, Matzot. The left leg of the het is actually cut. You see, of the Chametz, we eliminate it. So the het becomes a hay. Anyway, another interesting thing in these words is that the word mem zadeh in atbash converts into mem is a yud, and zadeh, zadek, is a hey. So the name Yud Hey, the God name Yah, Yud Hey, is in covered by atbash in Chametz, and then it starts off Matzah mem zadek, which is the same yud hey. So there's parallels in these two words. And then, I'm sure I did this before, or maybe I didn't do a video on it. I have it written in books from 20 years ago. I did the full gematria of the word Chametz. Het is 418, Mem is 80, and Zadok is 204. That comes out to be 702. 702 is Shabbat. How could Chametz, which is the Yetzer hara, so to speak, the thing that we eliminate on Pesach, how could that be Shabbat? How could that be 702, the most propitious number? 702 is also Ben, son. How could this be Shabbat? How could Chametz relate to Shabbat? Then I did Matzah, and Matzah comes out to be 290. So I added the 702 and the 290, and that comes out to be 992 plus 6 letters for the 6 words, kind of, het, the mem, the zadok, the mem, the zadok, and the hey. That's 298 plus 2 terms, 2 words. That's 1,000. Aleph. So matzah and Chametz come out to be Aleph. And if it's 998, and I just take one for all rather than 990, rather than 2 terms, just one for all, could be 999, which is El Shaddai, which is the Yesod. El Shaddai is 999 fully spelled out. So how could these 2 terms come out to be so meaningful together? And then for fun, because, we call it Hag HaMatzot. We don't call it Matzah. Hag HaMatzot. So I just took the word matzot and spelt that out. And matzot is mem, zadok, vav, tov, 80, 204, 12, 406. Comes out to be 702. The word matzot is the same 702 as Chametz. Chametz and matzot come out to be the same 702 Shabbat. How could matzot, that with no ego, flatbread, with no Chametz, come out to be Chametz? How could there be a parallelism between the Yetzer hara of Chametz and the Yetzer tov of matzot? How can they both be Shabbat? the highest oat in Judaism. As you know, there are 3 oats. Bris, Tefillin, and Shabbat. How could it be? Well, for the second day, I'm still going to think about it. To me, it shows that the Aleph Samak, which is the shorthand for Ein Sof, is the same as those letters reversed, Samak Aleph, which is the shorthand for Sitra Akra. In the final analysis, Chametz and Matzot are the same. Matzah and Chametz are the same. And it's a weird thing, isn't it? That the entire year you're allowed to eat chametz, but only on these days of Pesach. You can't eat chametz. And that's what you have to think about. And that's what I'd like you to think about. It's the removal for a few days of a year. And that makes it special. But in the final analysis, what are we really trying to get at here? Is it just about having grains? What are we really trying to get at? Another thing about the word matzah is that in full it's 290, which would be the letters, the central letters of Mitzrayim are Zion, Resh, which is 290. And the other letters of Mitzrayim would be Mayim, water. So that's matzah and water is Mitzrayim, the 290, and the water. So this is what we have to see here. These are just meditation points on the second day to see what might be in the month of Iyar. And some ideas about the parallelism of Chametz and Matzah, because they contain the same letters, but the het and the hey. And if you break the leg of the left leg of the het, you get the hey, which has been explained before. So for now, just a few words on the second day of Nisan.